My dear soul, if you have found yourself here, listening to these words, know this, it is not by chance. The universe brings us to the lessons we are meant to hear, just when we're ready to hear them. And perhaps you are beginning to feel something, a subtle but unshakable shift within. You may be questioning your life, your relationships, or even your sense of identity. These aren't signs of confusion, they are signs of transformation. What you are feeling could be the early whisper of a great spiritual awakening. Today, I will share with you the 7 powerful spiritual symptoms that often appear just before the final awakening, the one that shifts you from seeking to seeing. These symptoms are often misunderstood. Many think they are breakdowns, when in truth, they are breakthroughs. I'll also share parts of my journey, moments when I mistook the pain of growth for the end, when really, it was the beginning. Let us begin gently together. Symptom 1, the feeling of sacred emptiness. Have you ever looked around your life and thought, why doesn't this feel like enough anymore? The food, the job, the people, things that once filled your cup now seem to leak through you. You may feel empty, not in a hopeless way, but in a mysterious, unnameable way. This is not a void to be afraid of. This is the sacred emptiness that always comes before the filling of light. I remember once, as a young monk sitting by the river near our temple, I had completed all my morning duties. The sky was perfect, the birds were singing, but I felt nothing. I sat there for hours, silently judging myself for not being grateful. Only later did my teacher tell me, when the soul is preparing for light, it must first be emptied of illusion. If you feel this quiet emptiness, do not rush to fill it. Do not numb it with distraction. Sit with it, breathe with it, let it speak. Because this feeling is the soul stretching, creating space for what is real. What you can do now, journal your thoughts without judgment. Go for silent walks in nature, with no goal but to listen. Don't rush to fix yourself. You are not broken, you are becoming. This sacred emptiness is often the first calling card of the universe saying, are you ready to see beyond the illusion? If you feel it, welcome it. And this brings us gently to the next sign. We continue our journey, my friend. If the first sign, the feeling of sacred emptiness, has whispered to your spirit, do not be alarmed. The soul prepares itself in silence before it roars into awakening. Now, let us move to the second sign, one that is often mistaken for isolation, but in truth, is the preparation for alignment. Symptom 2, the separation from the unaligned. You may begin to notice a subtle, or sometimes abrupt, distancing from people, places, even passions that once felt like home. This can be painful. You might wonder, why am I drifting away from them? What happened to that connection? But I tell you, nothing went wrong. In fact, everything is going right when your soul begins to tune to its true frequency. That which is no longer aligned with your growth will begin to fall away. As a young monk, I had a dear friend in the monastery. We trained together, chanted together, and dreamed of teaching the Dharma in distant lands. But one day, our paths split without conflict. I felt guilt, confusion, and yet, with time, I understood. Some souls walk beside us only to prepare us for the path ahead, not to follow us down it. Letting go is not rejection. It is recognition that your path now requires a different vibration. You are not better than others, nor are they wrong. It is simply that your energy is shifting, calling you higher. What you can do now, accept the detachment without labeling it as loss. Bless those who are fading from your path. Reflect not on what is leaving, but on what space is opening. Remember, the lotus cannot bloom while still clinging to the mud, and when this detachment begins, another symptom often follows. Symptom 3, intense inner restlessness. It often feels like a deep stirring in your chest, a low, constant hum of something more. You might feel unmotivated by your job, disconnected from your routine, and yet unable to explain why. You wake up feeling like you're living someone else's life, even if everything seems fine on the outside. This, too, is not something to be feared. It is the inner fire, the divine nudge, a whisper from the part of you that remembers your soul's mission, even if your mind has forgotten. Many nights, when I was first called to the monastic path, I could not sleep, not from anxiety, but from aliveness. I didn't know what I was meant to do. I only knew what I could no longer do. Live in numbness. That, too, is clarity. Restlessness is the storm that loosens your grip on the ordinary, so your hands can reach for the extraordinary. Do not ignore it. Do not medicate it, meditate with it. What you can do now, sit with your restlessness, ask it, what are you trying to teach me? Begin small shifts, a new path to walk, a new book, a new silence. Know that discomfort is not the enemy, it is the invitation. These early signs, the emptiness, the detachment, the restlessness, are not signs of failure. They are the soul shedding the old skin, and if you have felt even one of these, you are not alone. You are awakening. We are only just beginning, for more signs await us, deeper, clearer, more illuminating, and with them more of my story. More of what the silence has taught me. Ah, my dear one, I can feel that you are ready. You have patiently walked with me through the first few signs, and now, the path ahead begins to open wider, revealing deeper and more intimate awakenings. The journey of the soul is not always easy, but it is always worth it. And as we enter these next signs, know that you are not walking alone. You are always surrounded by the unseen, by the wisdom of those who walked before you, by the wisdom of the very earth beneath your feet. Let's continue. Symptom 4. Sudden and profound shifts in your perception of time. Time is no longer what it once was. You may find yourself either racing through days or feeling as though time stands still altogether. Hours may pass in what feels like minutes, or you might experience moments of deep timelessness, as if you've slipped out of the ordinary world and into a space where only now exists. I remember one afternoon, sitting under the shade of an ancient tree near our temple. I closed my eyes for a moment just to rest. And when I opened them, the entire day had passed. The sun was already low in the sky. But what had happened in that time, in the depth of that stillness, I had understood something profound about time. Time is an illusion, but presence is eternal. You see, when you are in alignment with your true self, you step out of the linear, human concept of time. This does not mean you lose all sense of scheduling, no. But it means that time no longer dictates the rhythm of your life. You begin to feel a deeper connection to the present moment, and in doing so, you gain access to a timeless wisdom. This is one of the clearest symptoms that the soul is preparing to awaken to its divine purpose. You are moving beyond the clock, beyond the past and future, and into the eternal now. What you can do now: practice presence, observe moments where time seems to stretch, and allow yourself to fully immerse. Try to spend less time rushing. Instead, be in each moment. Meditate on the truth that time is not your enemy, it is your teacher. The next sign that I will share with you is one of the most important. It's one that I see many confuse with fear, but I assure you, it is not fear. It is simply the body's way of preparing for great change. Symptom 5. Heightened sensitivity to energy and people. You begin to notice something strange. The energy of others affects you more deeply than before. You might feel drained in the presence of negative people or uplifted by those who vibrate at a higher frequency. The emotional states of others seem to stick to you, sometimes even when you are not near them. During my early years in the monastery, I lived in a community of monks. We each had our separate spaces for meditation and prayer. One day, as I meditated, I felt an overwhelming sense of anxiety and dread come over me. It wasn't mine, I realized. I opened my eyes and saw a fellow monk across the room, sitting in the same silence, but his energy was thick with unease. I had never noticed this before. Later, my teacher explained, when you begin to awaken, you become more attuned to the energies around you. The sensitivity is not a curse, it is a gift. This heightened sensitivity is often a sign that your soul is waking up to its true nature, one that is not separate from others, but deeply interconnected with all. As your energy expands, so does your ability to feel the vibrations of those around you. Do not be afraid of this, rather, use it as an opportunity to cultivate discernment. You will learn to protect your energy, to give love without absorbing pain. What you can do now: practice grounding techniques. Visualize roots connecting you deeply to the earth. Observe your emotional reactions and ask yourself, is this my energy or someone else's? Surround yourself with uplifting people, but don't judge those who are not. Let them be who they are, while you honor your own energy. This sensitivity can sometimes be overwhelming, but remember, this is the awakening process. You are learning to feel what truly matters and to release what no longer serves you. Symptom 6. Unusual dreams and spiritual experience. Perhaps, like many who have walked this path, you have started to experience vivid, strange dreams that feel more like visions. At night, you might travel to distant lands, meet ancestors you've never known, or receive messages that seem to transcend time and space. When I first became a monk, my dreams were my greatest teachers. There was one dream I will never forget. I found myself walking through a dark forest, and suddenly a figure appeared, an old man, radiating an indescribable light. He simply said, "The truth is not found outside, it is within you, waiting." That message stayed with me throughout my journey. It was a reminder that the answers to our deepest questions are already planted within us. We do not need to search for them in the outer world. These unusual dreams, or spontaneous spiritual experiences, are messages from your higher self, from the universe, or from your spiritual guides. You are beginning to tune into a deeper current of wisdom. What you can do now: keep a dream journal. Record the symbols and messages you receive each night. Sit quietly before sleep, asking for clarity or guidance. Trust that your dreams are a bridge to deeper truths. We are nearing the end of the signs that awaken the chosen ones. These 6 symptoms The shifts in time, the sensitivity to energy, and the vivid dreams are markers on your path. They are leading you to a place of greater knowing, greater peace, and greater connection. And there is one final sign left to share with you, the most powerful one of all. Are you ready for the final sign, dear soul? The last step before you step into full awakening awaits you. Let us continue. We have walked together far along this path, my dear friend. If you felt the weight and the beauty of the earlier signs, the sacred emptiness, the shifts in your connections, the heightened sensitivity, you may now be beginning to sense that the deepest part of you is awakening. But there is one final step on this journey, the final sign, the one that tells you with clarity that the last veil is about to fall. It is the most subtle and yet the most profound. Symptom 7, the emergence of true peace and the unwavering knowing of your divine purpose. Be now. You might be wondering, when will it all finally click? When will the confusion stop and the clarity come? I assure you, it has already begun. You have just been too busy to notice it in its gentleness. The final symptom of your spiritual awakening often feels like the calm after the storm. You have weathered the trials, the internal battles, and now peace begins to emerge. But not just any peace, true peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding. It is not the peace of escape or numbing. No, this peace arises from deep within, from the very core of your being. You will know it when it comes. It is the moment when you stop fighting with yourself, when you cease trying to figure it all out and simply allow the flow of life to carry you. You may still encounter challenges, but you will no longer be disturbed by them. The second I felt this peace, I was sitting on the temple steps, gazing at the sunrise. I had lived a life of striving to become enlightened, to master meditation, to overcome my own fears. And in that moment, I realized I was never broken. I was always whole. I simply had to remember, this is the awakening. It is the remembering that your soul has always known the way. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine. The light you seek, the peace you long for, is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting to be acknowledged. When this realization settles into your heart, you will feel a deep knowing, a knowing of your purpose. Perhaps not in a grand, worldly sense, but in a way that feels true to your being. You will understand what you are meant to do in this life, not as a career or a mission, but as a state of being. What you can do now, surrender to the flow of life. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Embrace the peace that is already inside you, even if it feels fleeting at first. Reflect on your life's purpose not as a goal to reach, but as a way of living. You are here to express, not to achieve. This peace, this sense of divine knowing, this is the final sign. It is not something you force, it is something you simply receive. The universe has been guiding you here all along. The signs you've been feeling, the changes, the awakenings, all of them were leading you to this moment. A final story to guide you. Let me leave you with one last story from my time in the temple. A story that shaped my understanding of true awakening. It was during a silent retreat that I had the most profound realization of my life. We were not allowed to speak for a month, no external distractions. I spent the days in meditation, often sitting in complete stillness for hours on end. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, I felt an overwhelming rush of emotion. I was struck by a profound truth, not with my mind, but with my whole being. I am not searching for anything. I am only remembering. That moment marked the end of my search. I realized that spiritual awakening isn't something to be achieved. It is simply something to be allowed. And in that space of allowing, everything changes. You, my dear soul, are also awakening. And though the path may feel long, the destination is always here. In the now, in your heart, I know that you are ready now to step into this next phase of your journey. The path is open and it is wide, and it is yours to walk. Let us take a moment now. In quiet gratitude for everything you have learned and felt, reflect on these 7 signs. Where are you in this journey? Which sign resonates the most with you right now? And know, my friend, that this is only the beginning of your spiritual awakening. As you embrace these shifts, you will feel more alive, more connected, and more at peace with your soul's purpose. We have now arrived at the final step of this conversation, my dear soul. If you've walked with me through these last pages, if you've felt the signs of awakening deep within, know that what you are experiencing is profound and it is real. The journey of the chosen one is not one that happens overnight. It is a process, sometimes gentle, sometimes intense, but always a process of remembering who you truly are. Today, as we reach this final stage, I invite you to pause, reflect, and embrace the wisdom that has unfolded within you. Let us take a moment together to rest in the stillness. The final awakening, the shift from seeking to being. If you've felt these 7 signs of awakening, the emptiness, the detachment, the restlessness, the sensitivity, the strange dreams, the heightened sense of time, and the peace that grows within you, You've already passed through the most challenging part of your journey. The final step, my dear, is not about doing, it is about being. The awakening you seek is not an event that will suddenly complete. This is not about achieving enlightenment. This is about releasing the illusion that there is something to achieve at all. In the monastery, we had a practice of sitting in silence for hours, just being. In those moments, I learned the greatest lesson of all: there is nothing to search for. Because you are already whole. For so long, I thought that awakening was a final destination, a place I could arrive at, but now, with the wisdom of time, I see it differently. Awakening is not an event you wait for, but a realization you come into. And when this realization settles in, you will stop chasing, stop striving, you will simply be. You will understand that everything you've ever needed has always been within you, waiting to be remembered. What you can do now, begin to live from a place of presence. Let go of the need to achieve and instead focus on living each moment fully. Practice self-compassion. There is no right way to awaken, there is only your way. Let go of fear. The only thing standing between you and your highest self is your belief that you are not yet whole. Know that you are complete. Awakening is a path of gentle courage as you step into this next phase of your life. Know that the path may not always be clear. You may encounter challenges, doubts, and moments of uncertainty, but each of these moments is an invitation to go deeper. They are not obstacles. They are opportunities to refine your understanding of who you are. Do not fear them. Embrace them. The greatest lesson I've learned on my own journey is that courage is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to move forward despite the fear. It is the trust that even in moments of uncertainty, the universe is guiding you toward your highest truth. There is no need to rush this process. There is no need to measure your progress. You are where you need to be. And as you step forward, step into your power and step into your truth, you will find that you are supported in ways you cannot yet imagine. A final meditation to guide you. Let us take a moment together now. Sit comfortably, wherever you are. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Inhale deeply, bringing in peace, stillness, and presence. Exhale fully, releasing any lingering doubts, fears, or resistance with each breath. Feel yourself becoming more grounded, more centered, more in tune with the stillness within. Now, bring your awareness to your heart center, that sacred space where your true self resides. Visualize a light radiating from this space, expanding outward, gently filling your entire being with warmth and peace. Know that this light is always with you, guiding you, nurturing you. As you rest in this space, know that you are ready. You are ready to walk forward in alignment with your soul. You are ready to embrace your divine purpose, to live fully, and to embody the truth of who you are. When you are ready, gently open your eyes, take a moment to breathe, and remember that this peace, this light, is always available to you. No matter where you are or what you face, empowered to live your truth. Me dear friend, you have now arrived at the final part of your journey, not a destination but a realization. The chosen ones walk the path of awakening not to seek something outside themselves, but to remember who they truly are. You are the light you have been waiting for, the peace you seek, the love you crave. It is all within you, already. As you go forward from this moment, know that you are not alone. The universe is with you. Your higher self is guiding you, and the very earth beneath you is supporting your every step. Shall we walk together, my friend, into this new life? The journey does not end here. It only begins anew. If you are ready to take the next steps, if you are ready to live the life your soul has been calling you to live, then take a deep breath. Feel your heart's calling. Step forward in faith and trust, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. Thank you for allowing me to walk with you on this journey. Remember, the greatest awakening is always the one that happens inside you. Trust in your process and know that you are enough. May peace, wisdom, and love guide you on your path.